So, so our first 30 seconds, well, actually our first minute is going to be a little bit of Qigong or Chai Chi, however you choose to look at it. So feet in a nice wide stance, about hip or shoulder width distance apart. I'll turn both ways just so you can see. So it's called opening the door. As you inhale, you're just going to let your arms lift up, and then a soft little bend of your knees as you float your arms down. And we do this with the breath. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. And as you start to find this, it's soft and gentle movement, but a slight bend in your knees and a little bit of movement in the shoulders. And as you breathe here, try to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. One more time, up and down. And then we're going to step our feet just a little bit wider apart and come into some twists. You're going to make light little fists. And as you twist, you're going to tap. You're going to tap up towards the top part of your ribs, and then tap down towards your hips. And then if you like working with the breath, you're going to inhale as your arms come up the torso, and then exhale as your arms come down. And you might notice a little movement in your knees, a little bit of movement in your ankles, but most of this twisting is coming out of the torso. All right, one more time, up and down. And then we're going to take it into some toe touches. So we're going to go opposite hand to the front, and then same hand, same foot to the back. So touch across your foot, and then touch the same hand to the foot in the back. And you can pick up a little speed here if you're feeling it, but just notice here, where's your energy level at? How are your knees feeling? How are your hips feeling? How are your feet feeling? Ten more seconds with this, touching opposite in the front and same hand in the back. All right, and now turn your brain on. We're going to touch same hand, same foot to the front, opposite hand, opposite foot to the back. And time. Awesome job. Okay, next 30 seconds. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bend down towards the ground. And then as you come down to the ground, big giant bend in your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up through your spine. Inhale and reach your arms up. Maybe let your hips come forward just a little bit. Bend your knees, fold down to the ground. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up through the spine. Inhale, lift your arms, let your hips come forward just a little bit. Bend your knees, reach down towards the ground. Pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up through your spine. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you bend down. And then pull those abdominal muscles, roll up. One more time like that. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale, bend down. Roll your way up. And then this time as you bend down to the ground, we're going to catch hold of our elbows. And this is just if your back is feeling good. We're going to take it in a nice big circle up and around, and then you're going to circle in the other direction. But if your energy level was low, if you didn't sleep well last night, if this is going to make you dizzy, you're just going to stay in that folded position, sway a little side to side. But if it's all feeling good, circle around, maybe take one more time around in each direction. And time. Awesome job. Now, TheraBand, if you've got it, or a single hand weight, whichever you're feeling like you want to work with this morning, it's going to be a single arm bent over row. So if you're working with your TheraBand, you're going to step on it just so you have access to one end of your tail. And then you're going to bend over, reach down, get a nice firm hold. Other arm is going to stay nice and stationary. So the one arm is going to pull up and lower down. We're going to keep that bent over position. And think about scraping your elbow against your ribs. Your gaze is going to be down towards the ground. You're going to keep your back nice and strong. So think about keeping a firmness in your abdomen so that your low back feels nice and supported. Nice, you guys. Beautiful. Slow and steady here so you focus on controlling the movement up and that same level of control as you lower down. So don't let, if you're working with your TheraBand, don't let it ricochet you down or snap you back. Stay in control, resisting with the band coming up and resisting as you go back down. We got 20 seconds left on this arm. And time, nicely done. Come on up, switching sides. So you're gonna step your other foot on and then find a handhold that works good for you. So we're gonna bend over, grab a good amount of tension on that TheraBand, and then away we go. We're pulling the elbow up and lowering it with control. Think about scraping your elbow against the ribs. And then once you've got that down, your gaze will be down at the floor, keeping your head in line with your neck. So if you're cranking your head up, that might feel a little bit aggressive. Look down towards the ground. You've got your form. You know what you're doing. You got this. 40 seconds left. Beautiful, you guys. Nice solid backs. That looks awesome. Ten seconds left. Slow and steady. We're controlling it as we pull it up and controlling it as we lower down. And time. Nicely done. Okay, set your TheraBand just off to the side, or if you're using your weights, set your weights off to the side. Grab your pillow. We're going to place your pillow right between the thighs or the knees, and then we're just going to take it into some squats. This is not a speed round, but we want to keep that hold of the pillow between the thighs. Think butt back, bend your knees. So we're finding our squat position that way. Butt back, bend your knees. Keep your chest and chin slightly lifted. Arms can be wherever you like, but we're holding on to that pillow between the thighs, and then just see if you can tune in and feel that inner thigh connection that helps hold that pillow in place. You're already halfway there. "20 seconds left, but our next round is going to be a speed round. So you're going to just start to notice, how are you feeling? Are you feeling warmed up? And then you'll choose, if you're not there for speed this morning, you'll go slow and mindful. But if you're feeling like you're ready for some speed, 3 more seconds. And time. Nicely done. Okay, it's going to be pillow slams. So you're going to slam the pillow down as fast as you can, and then you're going to pick it up. The cool thing about the pillow slams with speed is that means that you might have to chase it around, and you're going to get your body in some funky little shapes. So just be mindful that you don't put yourself in a shape that is painful or goes past your range of motion, but slamming that pillow down fast as you can might mean that you chase it a little bit. You got it. Get out a little aggression. Nice, you got 20 seconds left. Fast as you can. Now, if you've already gone too far and you find that speed is not working for you, you might choose just a solid slam with the arms, a slow and controlled movement as you pick your pillow up. And time. Awesome job. Okay, grab your TheraBand. This is a working recovery. We're going to hold it out in front of the chest. This is swimmers, but with a TheraBand. You can also use your weights if you prefer. So you're going to sit into your little squat, load up that TheraBand at the chest. One hand stretches up, the other hand stretches down. We meet in the middle and switch. Keep that nice bend in the knees. Keep your butt back just a little bit so your weight is in your heels. Stretch one arm up and then the other. This is not a round for speed, so take your time, catch your breath, let your heart rate recover, but a nice push out and a controlled drawing in. And then if you feel like you're not getting quite enough work, choke up a little closer, create a little bit more tension, but we're still controlling as we push up and out and bringing it in with control. Nice. And then you might need to keep it slightly away from your face, but we want to keep our head in line with the spine. So if you're compensating for where the TheraBand is, you might choose to just take it a little further away from your chest so you're not cranking against your neck. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. And time. Awesome. Set your weights or your TheraBand down and off to the side. Next round is a round for speed. 30 seconds one leg, 30 seconds the other. But this is a single leg work. So if you need a handhold so that you're not focusing too much on your balance, we're going to step back into a little lunge, pull the knee up for a little knee drive. 30 seconds, start with the right leg, step back into a little lunge, pull it up fast as you can. If speed is not your thing this morning, slow it down, dip your knee down, hold it in that position, and then step back again. But if you've got that speed in you, fast as you can. Five more seconds on this leg. You got this. All right, switch legs. Taking it right to the other side, stepping back into that little lunge, pulling the knee up. Same thing. If you're not for speed this morning, you're going to slow it down. Step back, dip the knee, pull it up, hold it with control. But if you're going for speed, fast as you can. We got 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo, nice work. Okay, grab your weights. We're going to use our weights as kickstands. So use your weights in a tall position. We're going to bend over and think deadlift, but using the legs to do the work. So we're going to alternate one leg and then the other, holding onto your weights so you stay in that bent over position. Lift one leg and then the other. And as you do this work here, this is a working recovery. So we want to find some work coming out of the glutes and the backs of the legs or backs of the thighs. Nice work, you guys. And then see if you can just keep your hips fairly even, shoulders fairly even. So it really doesn't matter how much height you get, but how much control you get. Yes, you guys, nice work, nice control. 15 seconds left. And time, awesome job. Last round for speed is gonna be deadlifts. You choose your own adventure on this one. If you want heavy weights, grab heavy weights. It's a lot of work that comes out of the butt and the backs of the legs. So those muscles are really strong. You can use the weights and still go fast. But if you get there and you're like, it's not for me this morning, go slow or leave the weights off. That'll be totally up to you. Feet about hip width distance apart, maybe shoulder. Bend your knees a little bit, hinge from your waist. Reach down towards the ground, come up with a little snap of those glutes. Squeeze them as you come up. We're going for speed here. So watch your form. Make sure you're hinging at your waist, pushing your butt back, keeping that nice long spine, and squeeze those glutes as you come up. With a safer range of motion, you might not go all the way down to the ground, and that's great. We really want to find a bit of speed, but really getting those glutes and the backs of the thighs firing up. If speed's not your thing this morning, you're taking those deadlifts slow and controlled. Still keeping that long line of the spine, still hinging at the waist, but then you're just going with a smaller or slower controlled movement. But if you're going for speed, we got 15 seconds left. If your booty's not fired up by now, because mine surely is. And time, awesome job. Okay, set your weights off to the side, clear a little space on your mat. Next minute of work is going to be a down dog with a knee driver to the chest. So come down into that upside down V position. You're going to take the right leg up, nice and high, pull it in towards your nose, rounding through the upper part of the body, and then kicking it up back nice and high. Now, if your shoulders don't like that down dog position, then you're going to take it into a tabletop. Same idea though, pull the knee in towards your nose, round the upper back body, and then kick the leg back out. That's a nice way to get out of the shoulders, but still find the work. But if it feels good to be in a down dog, right leg lifts, hug it in. 10 more seconds on this leg. And switch legs. Left leg is going to come up nice and high. Bend that knee, round the torso as you come in. Nice work. And the same thing, if you want, bring the knee down to the ground. And then you're just taking that from a tabletop position, hugging the knee in, but we're rounding the back of the body to find that little crunch in the abdomen. Nice work, you guys. 5 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Bring those knees down. Now we're going to take it into a negative push-up, knees down to come back up. So in a tall push-up position, nice strong plank, we're going to bend the elbows, lower down with control, bring your knees down, push your way back up, find your tall plank again. We got 1 minute on the clock. So we got that negative push-up, lower with control, bring your knees down, and then push yourself back up, find your tall plank. You got it. Nice and slow and controlled. This is not our round for speed. You're already halfway there. Keep your belly nice and firm so you stay in control in that plank position. 5 seconds left. You got this. Nice, Judy. Beautiful. And time. Awesome job. All right. From here, we're going to take our pillow, place it somewhere down at the end of your mat, and then you're going to put your feet just wide to the outside of it. From here, you're going to lift your knees up, and you're going to step your feet over your pillow, moving your legs over and across. So this is a lot of work in the shoulders. If you need to come to each side and then bring your knees down, do the work that feels the best to you. But we're just bringing a little bit of stability in the shoulders and upper body, stepping the feet over the pillow to one side of the mat, and then over to the other side. As slow or as fast as you like, as long as you're in control of that movement. Yes, mama, beautiful. Oh man, nice work, you guys. You look amazing. If you've got that down and you want a little bit more action, you're going to start to hop your feet over your pillow, getting a little bit more active in that position, but make sure you have plenty of control and it feels comfortable in your shoulders and your wrists. If not, slow it down. Make sure it's a nice controlled movement, and you always have the option to bring your knees down after each hop over. 5 seconds left. Nice, Liz. And time. Awesome job. All right. Flip over onto your backside. Nope. I take that the wrong way. We're coming down onto our belly, but have access to your pillow. So come down onto your belly. And now we're going to take that pillow and pass it behind the back. So you're going to pass it behind you, pass it overhead, pass it behind you, pass it overhead. We got 1 minute on the clock, 30 seconds going in one direction. You're just passing it around the top of your head and then passing it around the low back. Yes, nice, you guys. A little range of motion work in the shoulders, a little work in the muscles in the back. All right, switch directions, go the other way. Ten seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Now we're flipping over onto our backside and we're taking it right into some dead bugs. So flip over onto your back. Legs are going to come up into that tabletop position. Arms are going to reach out from the chest. It's going to be opposite hand, opposite foot, reach out. Bring it back in, switch to the other side. Bring it back in, and then both hands, both feet, and bring it back in. So it's going to be an alternating single leg, and then both legs or both arms. You got this. Going at your pace, opposite hand, opposite foot, bring it back in, other side, bring it back in, both arms, both legs, bring it back in. As you find this work here, think about pulling your abdominal muscles down towards the ground. Keep your back nice and firm, pressing into the earth. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Nice work, you guys. 10 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Even yourself out if you need to, but now we're going to use a TheraBand and a pillow between our knees. So from that tabletop position, first things first, place that pillow between the knees. We're going to practice that maneuver without the TheraBand, and then we'll add the TheraBand in. So holding that pillow between your knees, you're going to swing one knee out or one foot out, externally rotating, bring it back in, and then the other. So that's the action that we want to shoot for the most. This is what we're working on, holding that pillow between the knees. And I'm going to turn sideways just so I can make sure that you've got what's going on. So one leg is going to come out and then the other as we hold that pillow in between the knees and the thighs. So that's movement number one. If you've got that down, then you're going to take your TheraBand, nice close hold together, pull it apart, maintain that pulling apart. So it's just a static hold in the upper body. The movement is coming down from the bottom half, but in this dead bug variation, you really still want to keep your back pressing into the ground, shoulders nice and engaged, and then swing one foot out and then the other. Slow and steady here. This is a lot of work in the core, and then it's also a lot of work, if you can find it, in those gluteus medius, so the sides of the thighs, and then up to where the sides of your glutes are. And if it looks like your feet are a little too far up, find that nice 90-degree bend so your feet aren't too far up. That's it, nice. 7 seconds left. And time, awesome job. Release your TheraBand, grab that pillow, move it off to the side, set your feet down, give everything a little wiggle. Now we're rolling over onto one side and setting ourselves up for a clam. So you choose whatever upper body hold works best for you. I like the elbow and forearm down personally, but whatever works better for your shoulder is the one you're going to go with. It's going to be a clam, so we keep the feet together, a clam lift, so the whole leg lifts away, and then a lift and push out. Awesome. And then if you like, it's going to be a clam with the hip lifting up. So you're going to lift as you lift the hips away and then release. So putting that all together, it's a clam, a lift and push out, and then a clam with the hip lift and a little bit of a side plank action. We got 1 minute on the clock on this side. You're going to go as fast or slow as works good for you. And if that hip lift or that little side plank action is no good, if it puts too much pressure on the knee or if it's too much on the shoulder, leave that movement off and just stick with your clams on the ground. Nice. Ten seconds left. And time, nicely done. All right, we're spinning around to the other side. So you can flip over or spin yourself all the way around, totally up to you. I'm just gonna spin around so that I can stay facing the camera, but we got 1 minute on the clock. Same thing on the other side. We lift up, lift the heel away, lift up and push out. And then if it feels available, clam and lift that bottom hip away from the ground. So we do a clam, a lift and push, and then a clam and lift the hip. Nice. You're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Awesome job. Okay, we're spinning around onto our back. We're going to take our legs into a butterfly position. So soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. And then we're going to take this into some butterfly hip bridges. So keeping the soles of the feet together, keeping that butterfly position with the legs. Elbows are going to push into the ground. We're going to use our elbows for a little bit of leverage, and away we go. Lifting the hips up, squeeze the glutes, lower back down with control. If you find that the elbows are assisting you just a little too much and you want a little extra work, you can always hands free or grab some hand weights, load up the hips, but just make sure that you're keeping a nice, even, steady control. Notice if you're guiding with one hip over the other and you're sort of coming up at an angle, can you let the hips be even, lift up with control, and lower with that same amount of control. 20 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Lower your hips down, but keep your legs in that butterfly position. And now we're going to take it right into some butterfly crunches. So your arms are going to reach out straight from your chest, curl up the head, neck, and chest, pulling the abdominal muscles down towards the ground, release back down. If you like working with the breath, you're going to exhale as you come up and crunch, inhale to release it back. You're going to go as fast or as slow as you like. Keeping the arms in front of the chest, it allows you to find that nice good reach through the fingertips. And then as you reach through the fingertips, think about pushing your belly button down towards the spine. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Whew. Reach your arms up and overhead. Take a nice little stretch just to find a little length through the belly. And then if you can, come on up, prop yourself up on your elbows, keeping your legs in that butterfly position, soles of the feet together. And then in that upright position, we're just going to take a couple of flaps of the knees, just kind of loosen up those hips. Awesome. And then lift from your chest. Think about reaching up through the crown of your head and then lean your chest forward. Just go a depth where you feel maybe a little sensation, inner thigh, groin, or outer edges of the hips. Everybody's going to have a little subtle variation where they might find a little stretch here, but just lean forward to a point where you feel a gentle bit of work, and then take a second to relax your inner thighs, relax your glute muscles. Lift up from the top of your head. Let your chest follow as you come up. Hands are going to come to the insides of the thighs. Instead of pushing your knees down, push your knees up into your hands and let your hands offer just a little bit of resistance. So pushing your knees upward away from the ground into your hands. Hands are going to resist. We're going to hold that resistance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your knees down, fold yourself forward again. Maybe see if you can go just a little bit further this time. Take a nice big breath. Cool, and then come up nice and slow. Bring your knees together, and then we're gonna come up into a standing position. So come up in any way that works good for you. But now we're gonna take the left leg, cross it over the right, find that little crisscross over your feet, line up your pinky toes best you can, and then we're folding it down towards the ground, reaching towards the toes. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Soften your knees, come up nice and slow. Uncross your legs and then take it over to the other side. Crisscross your feet, line up your pinky toes best you can. And then once you've got your crisscross, come down reaching towards your toes. It never matters if you can touch your toes. We're just finding that place that we're reaching towards. Soften your knees, come up nice and slow. Step both feet apart about hip or shoulder distance. Take a nice big breath, reach up. Take a little side bend one way. Come back to center, take a little side bend over the other way. Come back to center, bend your knees a little bit, fold down towards the ground. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up. You guys are amazing. Grab your stick if you're sticking around for the next half.